People of South Africa, if you look at what is going on with the ANC and President Cyril Ramaphosa, you will see that the corrupt thieves who pose as radical economic transformation agents are pushing for their own president to resign. Now, that is none of our business, but I just have to say this. That simply means that the criminals who had such great success under Jacob Zuma have regrouped and believe they now have Ramaphosa against the ropes and ready to go. This is not surprising because the same group of looters and entrepreneurs who earned billions during Zuma's reign are now in dire straits. They are no longer stealing as much as they'd like to and are planning to get rid of their own party president in order to continue doing what they were doing. You see, the ANC is imploding into two camps. One that has tasted state power and access to billions, and the other trying to hold the center in what looks like a lost cause. This means that the ANC is determined to have only a few rich blacks who are close to the president of their choice, rather than empowering the masses who have suffered and today say that they were better off under apartheid. This cabal of pot-bellied billionaires who siphon billions from government are making their most definite push to keep the poor very poor and to create a very small rich cabal which will drive South Africa further into poverty and crime. Now think about it. With a 42% unemployment rate, we clearly seem to be inviting the prospects of a revolution of the poor against these greedy and ravenous politicians. That is why our country has been on a knife edge for a long time. But now, given the happenings of the past 2 days, the end looks near. This is what I want you to make of it. The crooks of the ANC are now taking their balaclavas off and unmasking themselves. They have become brazen and bold and are almost licking their lips in anticipation of the resignation of the president, which would mean that they have their old South Africa back, where they and they alone stole everything they could set their eyes on. This is exactly what Pecosa has been saying for quite a while if you've been listening. The ANC has accomplished its mission and it must be voted out of office. You see, the poor people of this country are in deep trouble if the entrepreneurs and looters of Zuma return. The instability that saw economies across Africa crash is now on our doorstep. Our future is on a knife edge, and whatever happens in the next few days, South Africa will never ever be the same again. At Pecosa, the People's Convention of South Africa, a party that is contesting the general elections in 2024, we urge the youth of this country to make their voices heard. All these old political parties are taking you for fools. Ask yourself, how can this rich country have 42% of our employable young people not working? It's because money to grow the economy and build the country is being looted by the criminals of the ANC. The party is about to implode and the seeds of a split have been planted. South Africa, you need to move beyond the ANC. Hlukanani nale ANC. Ibolile, ixesha layo lisondele. They have done nothing but destroy this country. It is a shame that many of our people are openly stating that life under apartheid was better. You may not like that, but they are speaking their truth. Many suffer to put a plate of food on the table for their families. Others can't afford electricity. They can't afford going to look for a job or go to work, whilst this government dishes out billions worth of contracts to its friends and comrades, as our people in the informal areas are starving to death. Just recently I read of a gentleman who was a Secretary General of one of the branches of the ANC, whose companies, 4 of them, received tenders to the value of almost 298 million, whilst our people are living in squalor and are at the mercy of criminals. The time for the ANC to go is here. Therefore, if the ANC does to us what they've done to us, it was Nelson Mandela who told us that if the ANC does to you what Botha and apartheid did, then you must do to the ANC what you did to Botha and apartheid. The South African people are ready to do exactly that and to vote for someone else in 2024. We trust and hope that it will be for Pecosa. You see, Pecosa wants you to be excited and inspired that a new era is not far off. In 2024, we are going to vote the remaining remnants of the ANC out of office. So let us organize ourselves and thank God Almighty that the destruction, the looting, the corruption, the cronyism and the nepotism of the African National Congress is about to collapse. We are well able to lift up this country if we work together and if we understand that all of us are equal citizens and can live together in peace and harmony. Yes, we can do better if we accept that all of us have a duty to make sure that our own happiness and well-being is also the experience of others. No one should live in a zinc shack with nothing to eat, whilst many of us have hearts that love helping. None of us should be driven to the point where they feel abandoned by our government and other citizens. There must be no division between us based on superficial issues. We are South Africans, a nation that is capable of great feats. If we did not have such daft politicians who seek to divide us so that they can get elected, but who then turn around and shout at us for being divided when they themselves keep those divisions alive. There is no life more valuable than any other. This is a nation that can make history again. The African National Congress destroyed the foundational elements of this rainbow nation, but we the people have the capacity to rebuild it. As Pecosa we say, South Africa's best days will begin the day when we say goodbye to the ANC, because we the people are determined to fix our nation. Let them implode and fight. We shall grab the popcorn and watch. Our time is near. Our hour is here. Viva South Africa. Viva!